I got blood on my hands right now, and I'm stumbling through the dark in the dawn. I have found new ways, but no, I can't be the one that you need. Yeah, you know what I've done in the past. Still you say
Hi guys, it's Yaya and welcome back to my channel. Today we're making a DIY sea moss gel. I have used sea moss gel before, but I have never made it myself, so I'm excited for this video. The sea moss I'm using today was gifted to me by Herbal Vineyard. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video. Their sea moss is 100% raw, natural, sun-dried, and wild-crafted from the Caribbeans. Their sea moss is a superfood that claims to support healthy thyroid, heart, and immune system. Sea moss has 92 of the 102 minerals that you need for your body. This superfood is nutrient dense and has been used for the hair, skin, and even as a face mask. So let's jump right into the video today. I have no experience with raw sea moss, so I'm going to be following the instructions right off of the Herbal Vineyards bag. They have really clear, easy instructions on how to make this DIY sea moss gel. So let's jump right into the video. First off, how to make this sea moss gel. You need raw sea moss and you also need spring water. I used a combination of filtered water and spring water. Starting off with step 1, you just need to soak your sea moss. Right now it is dried and it's a lot of salt on it, so we need to soak it first to try to rehydrate the sea moss and then remove any extra sand or salt that may be left on it. Okay, so I measured out 1 ounce of the raw sea moss and I'm using filtered water straight from the refrigerator to soak my sea moss. I just used enough to cover up the sea moss and then I let it sit for a good 15 minutes. So after 15 minutes, step 2 is to basically rinse your sea moss. You want to rinse it at least 2 times to remove as much salt and sand as you possibly can. Okay, at this point you can definitely see that the sea moss has started to swell a little bit. It's definitely not dry like it was. It's starting to rehydrate. It's still a little rubbery, so it's not completely soft as we want it to be to blend. So you just want to make sure you rinse it off really well, and the instructions say to rinse it at least twice. So I'm just giving it a quick rub just to make sure there's nothing left on my sea moss, because we will be consuming this sea moss, so we definitely want to make sure that it's clear from any impurities. So this is what my sea moss is looking like right now, and it looks pretty clean to me. So I'm going to move on to step 3, which is to soak your sea moss for 6 to 24 hours. So this is where you want to bring in your spring water. I'm using about enough spring water to completely cover up the sea moss once I place it in the bowl, and then I just covered with plastic wrap. And then I let it sit for 24 hours because I just wanted mine to be as hydrated as possible. So after 24 hours, this is what my sea moss is looking like. You can definitely tell there's a huge difference. It has expanded and swelled so much. It's full of water. It's a lot softer now. It is also a little bit more translucent now. So you can definitely tell the difference between it being hydrated and dried, okay? Now we can move on to step 4. I'm going to drain my sea moss and then start cutting it into small pieces. You want to cut them into small pieces so it can be easier to blend it up later on. I'm using scissors, but you can definitely use a knife to cut your sea moss. I'm using scissors just because it seemed easier for me and faster to cut my sea moss into small little pieces. If you use scissors, make sure they're either kitchen scissors or you have sanitized them well, because remember, we will be consuming this gel as well as using it for hair, skin, and etc. But you want to make sure that your scissors are clean. Alright, so here is what my sea moss is looking like after I have cut it up, and now I can get ready for step 5, which is to blend my sea moss. I'm going to be adding just about, I believe, 1 ounce. It was like a half to 1 ounce. Now that it has expanded, I forgot to remeasure it, so it'd probably be right around 1 or 1.5 ounces of sea moss. And then I added about a cup of spring water to my blender. So the instructions say to add just enough water not to completely cover it, which you can see I obviously did here. So this batch definitely came out a little bit more loose than the second batch that I will show you guys. So you want to use just a little less water in order to get a thicker gel. Now if you prefer a thinner gel, then you definitely can just keep the 1 cup that I used. So I let that blend for maybe 3 to 4 minutes. It didn't take long at all, and my sea moss was so smooth, you guys. It happened instantly almost, and I was just really ecstatic about it. I was so excited about how this came out, and I definitely don't think I would have got these results if I didn't let it soak as long as I did. It soaking in and swelling up with all that water, I think is what really helped give this beautiful sea moss gel. Just look at this. It is so pretty. I'm just obsessed with it, honestly. I am. But like I said, this is the thinner batch, which actually still came out really great. Okay, so I'm gonna set that to the side because I did have some sea moss left over, you guys. That 1 ounce that we used earlier definitely yields a lot, so I'm just going to use the second batch to use a lot less water just to see how much thicker I can get the gel to become. So I just followed the same process, just a little less water, as you can see. And after about 3 to 4 minutes, you can just see how thick this gel is already. Look at that. The viscosity is crazy. I'm just so excited about this gel. This gel is just super pretty, but this is not the final result. This is just how it is before we refrigerate it, but it's already so thick and beautiful, and you can definitely tell pretty much which one will thicken and which one will be a little looser depending on how much water you use. Okay, so step 6 is just to put it in a jar of your choosing and then place it in the refrigerator. So this here is the thicker gel that we just made, and I'm going to place that into a mason jar, and I'm going to seal it tight and place it in the refrigerator. This is the one I will be using internally for me and my son, and to put it into our meals and our smoothies and things of that sort. So I'm going to place this in the refrigerator, and then I'll come back later to show you how it turns out. As for the first batch that I made, which was a lot thinner, that one I'm going to put into a cosmetic jar, and I'm going to keep that in the refrigerator as well, but I will be using it sooner than later because I want to test it out with making other DIY creations like skincare, hair care items. So definitely leave a comment down below, you guys. Let me know which DIYs you would like to see me make using this sea moss gel. And that's it, you guys. The final steps 7 and 8 is to basically enjoy. Use 2 to 4 tablespoons in anything of your choice, like smoothies, applesauce, and other foods. This sea moss is super thick, you guys. Look how much it has thickened since it's been in the refrigerator for a couple of hours. Absolutely wonderful, and it will go well to add it into other textured foods like applesauce. This sea moss gel will last 2 to 4 weeks in the refrigerator and up to 2 months in the freezer. So yeah, I'm excited to continue working with this sea moss gel. You guys leave some comments down below, some requests for some DIY creations you would like to see me try using the sea moss gel. While you're down there, check out the description box. That way you can find the link to Herbal Vineyard and you can try out your own sea moss. Let them know that Yaya sent you. I give this DIY a 10 out of 10 just because it's beautiful, it's amazing, and I love it. And these are my opinions, you guys. I know this video is sponsored, but 100% my opinion. I absolutely love the sea moss. I love how this came out, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Leave a comment down below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.